in the movie comes from an accumulation of all the knowledge he got from the other movies he made prior to that. Do you think that's correct?
Yes, yes. I mean, it is how I never want to take this for granted. I remember on Taps, I was laying there in bed, and I mean, really, everyone knows you have a dream, and we all dream about what we want or what we want our lives to be. Well, this is my dream. This is my passion. And suddenly I'm on Taps, and here's George C. Scott, and I'm sitting across from Patton, and I'm playing chess with him, and we're talking about movies, and he's telling me about Dr. Strangelove, and all I wanted to hear was not just didn't want to hear the gossip, but to be able to watch them work, and then to be able to see how it translates to cinema, to understand why do things affect me in a particular way. And I just thought when I was doing Taps, I said, please, if I could just do this the rest of my life, I will never take it for granted. And I'll never forget that. I wanted to, and I just realized all I can do is the best I can do every day. That's it. That's it. And I thought I want to make movies for audiences. If you look at my movies are I love the team of creating something together. That it's a group. It's this wonderful communication of all these characters and all these things and this wonderful story that we're trying to create. And that's what I wanted. And I'm lucky because I got to work with, all of a sudden here I am, there's George C. Scott. And hearing him talk about movies and cinema. And I've worked with incredible, not only extraordinary directors that you all know, but I want you to know extraordinary crew members also. Incredible cinematographers and editors and producers. As a young man to be able to work with Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson at a time, and Tony Scott that I would like to mention also, and his brother Ridley Scott, and to be able to see these masters that were able to paint with cinema. And we're very, I have to say the thing is that when I think of some of the things, I was I don't know, precocious, cocky, I don't know what, but I was very much interested in always being involved and learning and trying to understand what that person likes about performance. And I started to realize when you talk to actors and you see actors, they all have different ideas of story, they all have different ideas of performance. And it was extraordinary. There's Gene Hackman, there's Meryl Streep or Bobby Duvall, but also the cinematographers that I got to work with and understand not just lighting, but lenses and why those lenses and why things look the way. I would be on set with Ridley Scott and I was just there watching him and I'm like, how is this going to work? And he would take me to rushes and show me the film. It just was magnificent, and these are things that as a young actor, filmmakers generally didn't want actors to look at film. And I have a viewpoint where, and the guys that are here, actors, they know, it's I want you to see yourself on screen. I want you to understand the lenses. And I tell everyone, the best thing that you can do is study every aspect of your art form to understand how a story is put together, how important your hair and makeup is in your wardrobe, how important the sets are. All of these elements that come together, all of these things that we're constantly striving for, and I always tell people, I said, listen, I want to hear your story. What do you think this movie is? Don't do what I'm telling you to do. I try to get people to a place where they own it for themselves. And I have to tell them, it's this isn't my movie. Don't ever say that to me. This is our movie. And I need everyone's help in contributing to it. And I want to know, and that's the fun of it, where you just see these artisans just come to life and you see, oh, okay, I'm expected to contribute, and that is, I was lucky that as a young actor, on Taps also, I have to say, it was very formative for me making Taps because we rehearsed it was 5 weeks, and I learned an extraordinary amount, and they were very generous. And they allowed me to go see rushes or dailies, and I'm sure you all know, where you go to see film the day after you shoot it, or a couple of days, depending on what locations you're in. And I was working, and the director, Harold Becker, and Stanley Jaffe, the producer at that time, said, look, we know you're interested in film. I was bugging Owen Royce, the cinematographer. I was looking at lights. And I'm just trying to absorb it. And as time went on, I actually look back on those conversations and I have greater understanding. You know what it's like. your parents tell you something, you're like, you're not so sure, and then later you realize, oh my gosh, that's what he was trying to tell me. And he took me and he sat me in front, he goes, I'm going to show you takes from the movie. And you're probably not going to like the way you look, maybe, and you're not going to like the way you sound. He said, but just try to look at these takes like you're the audience. And I was like, okay. And I went in and I kept that viewpoint for the rest of my life. So when I'm looking at a movie, and I understood, like I looked at the lens and I was asking, later I'd say, what lens and what lighting and how, and he showed me and he said, and these takes are in the movie. This is going to be in the film, and they were. And he showed me other actors' performances, that these are going to be in the movie. And it was great because I got to see George C. Scott act, and then I got to see the lens. And it was interesting because I realized like where I was standing at different places in the lighting, it communicated different ideas. The lighting, how it contributed to that, the wardrobe, how it contributed to that, and also his performance, and also the different takes and seeing him explore a character on screen. So all of these things, it was just this constant lifelong progression that hasn't ended. I mean, I'm still learning, I'm still exploring, I'm still trying to take this art form and push it into a way where I could, deliver what we have with Top Gun and Maverick, with the kind of things visually that we're able to do.